at power forward, 7 feet, number 20, Donatas Motiejunas. The other forward, standing 6'8", number 1, Trevor Ariza. At point, standing 5'11", number 3, Ty.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. As you take a look at Charlotte, challenging part of the schedule, and this is where they need to buckle down and take care of business.
Yeah, and they're in the middle of a tough stretch of games they've got coming up. I mean, they're excited about it, and it's going to serve as a real benchmark for them, finding out exactly where they stand in the league.
Yeah, and some top-tier opponents coming in, a chance to test themselves against the best our league has to offer. So those are the challenges that they face, but they have to approach those as opportunities.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for the Hornets, Batum is out there with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Then there's Al Jefferson. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Lin in at the shooting guard.
Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in this point.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He's been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
James Harden.
And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective, and I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
And, you know, getting back to Lin, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Lawson. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Toronto.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring and setting up his teammates.
Now Walker, after Motiejunas' three-pointer wouldn't go. And Walker kicks to Kidd-Gilchrist. Rebounded by Howard.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well. I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Now here's Lawson. Nicholas Batum unable to get his shot to go. Ariza has the open look. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. The dish to Lin. Back to Jefferson, and stolen by Howard. And it's Houston on the break. That puts them in the lead. Ariza's got 5 points so far.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
In the corner, it's Lin. And again, the Hornets missing.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly, that's the right look. The decision was good, he just didn't execute.
No hesitation at all right there, just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Here's Jefferson. Ty Lawson making his last shot.
And watching Al Jefferson over the years, he can be dominant and be efficient in doing it. For all the points he's piled up, he's always been around a 50% shooter. And for all the times he's handled the ball, his turnover rate is relatively low. So that's giving your team good quality possessions.
Both free throws good from Al Jefferson.
And Charlotte had a lot of momentum going into last season off that playoff appearance. But they just stumbled out of the gates last season and spent the whole year playing catch-up.
Back to Harden. Pulls up on the wing. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
You just have to admire the versatility they were able to display offensively.
Scoring came from every direction, all over the place. I mean, if one approach didn't work for them, they found another one that did.
And for the Hornets, they seemed to get back on track last January, but they faded Clark quickly after that. Were too far behind to make up room and get in the playoffs.
And, you know, they had a rash of injuries, Kevin, and that really did them in. All in all, it was a season that just didn't have any traction for them because of the injury.
Now here's Harden. He had 10 points in the win against Toronto.
And he also was a table setter in that game, Kevin. Just an amazing job with his passing. Just a joy to watch that.
Here's Walker. James Harden picking up that last basket. Lynn with it. He's coming off a 22-point game against New Orleans.
But what stood out for me was his gorgeous playmaking out there. I mean, over and over, he was finding his teammates in a great position to score.
And they take the lead. Lynn's got 5 points so far.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Moniunas passes to Harden, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Now here's Lynn. 5 points in the game. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Back to Lynn. From downtown, and it's Walker that time on the assist by Lynn. Walker's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And if you look at the box score from that game, guys, the first thing you'll notice is how many turnovers they forced.
And one thing the box score doesn't show us is how many points came as a direct result of those turnovers. But I think it was a huge factor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Kaminsky comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Lamb in there for Walker. Good on the shot. Moniunas has got his second bucket.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
Now here's Lynn. Pass to Jefferson. He dishes it to Kaminsky. Shot clock at 5. No good from Lamb. Rockets have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. The Hornets have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. And a wide open look for Lynn. Hits it from 3-point range. Lynn's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one.
Now here's Harden. He has 5. Now Lynn. Kicks it to Lamb. Lets it go with a 3. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Howard's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Lawson with the drive. In the corner, Harden. To the wing on the left. Howard against Kid Gilchrist. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Jones checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Moniunas, and it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. Now here's Lynn. 8 points for him. Kaminsky sets the pick for Lynn. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Jones. The Rockets again can't hit.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Jones, no one around him. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
Well, you know, Hall of Famer and three-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Houston. Outside, Lynn. Screen by Jefferson. Bulls from the top of the key. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And that's now 10 points here for Lynn. Houston in the lead. Here's Jones. Buries it down low.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here is Lynn. Terrence Jones making his last shot. Here's Jefferson. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Houston's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Here's Beverly, and it's blocked. And here we go. Fast break. Lynn's got it. And Kid Gilchrist throws it down. Clark, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
And, guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
1:04 left in the first quarter. From deep, Thornton. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Here's Lynn. He's got 10. Down low, Jefferson. Second chance shot, and Kid Gilchrist lays it in. Kid Gilchrist has got the game tied up here for the Hornets.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Brewer's shot is off.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Lynn against Beverly. Lynn dishes to Kaminsky. Nice shot by Lynn. Lynn's got 12 in the game.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist. They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Hornets lead by 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And Rockets head coach Kevin McHale